They're called roadies, the people who work behind the scenes when a big rock band goes on tour. A lot of young people think it must be a dream kind of job, full of glamour and excitement, music and travel. Is it? To find out, 30 Minutes joined the band called The Police near the start of a world tour. The three regular roadies were joined by Jamie Bacigalupo, a New York teenager who isn't a roadie but was asked to lend a hand for a few days to help them get started. We caught up with Jamie in the band's rented truck as he and Danny, the chief roadie, hauled the band's equipment into St. Louis.
Tomorrow will be an early one. I think we have a 7 o'clock flight.
Do you usually go like 6-day weeks? You know, like
on the last tour we did, but I think it was a little bit too much of a drain on the guys. A lot of gigs. One might be 400 or 500 miles from the next. They have to be there the next night.
Yeah. Well, Memphis is gonna be great.
Memphis should be good. Yeah.
And New Orleans. That's the best thing about this, the traveling, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I never saw anything out of New York.
The band travels with 38 equipment cases weighing almost 2 tons. All of it has to be flown, trucked, unpacked, set up, taken down, repacked, and trucked or flown again almost every day. The American leg of the Police tour involved 15 concerts in 19 days. Once inside a club or concert hall, the demand is on the roadie's mind, not muscle. If all goes well, setting up and testing takes about 4 hours. Crew chief Danny knows the most about the band's amplifiers and special effects. Jeff, himself a drummer, works primarily as the drum roadie. Scott works on guitars and complicated accessories like this variable repeater for lead guitarist Andy Summers.
There are some guys that are basically very good at sort of driving trucks, getting carnets together, which is the paper you have to cross borders, loading gear, and then there are other guys who are more specialized and they'll keep right up to date with the sort of electronics and technology. It's because it's getting very complex as time goes on, especially with synthesizers and things like that. There are so many leads, so many wires, so many electronic gadgets. There are a million different things that could go wrong, like one lead not pushed right into a socket. The whole guitar sound can go.
Hello, Val. 1, 2, check.
The gear they lug around does not include the main sound system, which sometimes puts out as much as 11,000 watts. This they rent locally.
It's getting more complicated than I can't handle it. If it breaks down, I mean, without those roadies there who understand it, we'd be in a mess.
This one, though, it's stereo at both ends on that, right?
Generally, the roadies and the band enjoy a freewheeling working relationship, helped along by lots of fooling around and gentle kidding.
Well, we can take it back and have it refinished.
What would be the skills that you would say an ideal roadie would have?
Well, an ideal one, I mean, that covers a very big range. I mean, you've got to start with the guy being able to wash out the musician's underpants. And then it goes to a very intricate understanding of electronics.
Be able to pull chicks for the group.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Massage.
Yeah.
In addition to Andy Summers, the band consists of drummer Stewart Copeland on the left and the lead vocalist, who calls himself Sting.
They're hand-picked too. They're not as handsome as we are.
The Police has sold 4 million albums in 1 year. Rolling Stone chose them as the best new band of the year, taking note of the swirling, dreamy, soaring quality of the sound, effects dependent on maximum use of the latest electronics. Setup, same concert, but this time, Memphis.
You each have a roadie you keep in touch with throughout the set.
If they're not watching every instant, like if Stuart's bass drum pedal breaks or he runs out of sticks, that guy's got to be there immediately. A really good roadie is really worth a lot of money because the excellent ones are few and far between.
When the music's over, the band takes off, but the roadies are stuck with another couple of hours of work. For all this, they get paid about $240 a week.
Of course, as roadies for a successful band, you know, there's always fringe benefits if you want them, you know.
You know what the holiday it is?
Alexandria, Virginia.
All right.
Okay, I'm originally from there. I just moved here, and I heard that he was from there, and I'd like
The social life on this leg of the trip, at least, was zero. There was no choice but to keep on trucking.
Just making sure.
One gig there in Honolulu.
Yeah.
And then be off to Japan and Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, New Zealand, New Guinea, and if everything goes right, Athens, Cairo. And then it's going to end up with a massive European tour, France, Germany, Holland, Switzerland, Sweden, and finishing off in England.
What time is it now? About, what, 2:30, 3?
I have the slightest idea.
I think it's about 2:30. We got to get up about 6.
Or 5, yeah, we should be at the airport before 7.
3 hours later, before the sun is up, they're on their way to the airport again, this time New Orleans.
It's insanity. This gets really crazy sometimes.
I'd get a call about 5:30 and say, be ready in 5 minutes, we're leaving.
We've had a total of 4 hours or 5 hours sleep in the last 2.5 days. The part that hurts me the most is getting to the airport. I had 2 hours sleep, and all of a sudden I'm faced with all these cases that have to be lifted in or out of somewhere.
Keep your seatbelt fastened as we do in the cockpit. Right now we're passing 13,000 feet, so cruising altitude of 28,000.
Sometimes the gear winds up in the wrong city, leaving the crew with real problems. But it always seems to be slow getting off the plane. And rarely is the truck they thought they had rented actually available.
Less lifting. This guy over here needs coffee fast. He's having a breakdown.
Doing the job and trying to get some sleep leaves little time for sightseeing.
I'd love to see, like, New Orleans right now, but we have to stay here and set up, so there's no time.
Ah, boy.
What did they go after?
That's the apple pie.
This is apple pie?
I am the ghost of chicken pasta. Home plate. Is this typical for this area?
My mashed potatoes on top of my chicken.
Is this the good home cooking they were telling us about?
Yeah.
The three regular roadies are good musicians in their own right, and the best times are when the band isn't looking, the setup is complete, and they can sneak in a few minutes of jamming.
I just like to stay in my element. I've been in music for years, and that's the main attraction it has for me. I'm working in my element. So do you think you've got it down here, how to change guitar strings and all? Did you see what I did with the double wind?
Yeah.
To lock it in?
A roadie's pride and maybe his job are on the line each night. It takes all their skills to make sure everything is perfect before the band hits the stage.
And even though we worked hard, it pays off when the performance goes on.
The police!
This I'll have the rest of my life. You know, the traveling, being with a band, a big band, you know, just standing behind stage and all that. It was really good.
Jamie's week in the world of rock ended that night.
I couldn't see keeping it up for months at a time because I'm really tired now after 6 days.
But for the band and the regular roadies, it's just beginning. there are dozens of other cities to play, clear around the world.
Hold it, Lafoot. You can't get away with a crunch, because the